Everybody, good morning, Tribal Council. Good morning, guests, contractors. We want to thank the Eagle Nest District for hosting us today. And looks like we have some youth out there that are going to be doing some songs for us. So we want to recognize them for coming today and being part of the morning session. So we want to thank everybody. Okay, we'll get started here. Would like to call this meeting to order at 10:56. 10:56. At this time, I want to turn the opening prayer over to Councilman Randall.
Test. Well, this is where we're going to start the agenda today. We have a drum group, Tashunko Witko Owayama Bakanja, that are here with us this morning. It's a great honor and a blessing for us to have children, especially in this setting of our council people, those that oversee us. And now, here we are today. We're going to kindly ask for your sincere cooperation and respect here, out of respect for our children who are here with us this morning. We have so many things that we need to do for our children. This is a good start for them to understand and know that we are here for them. So at this time, it's a great honor for us to acknowledge them here this morning with our veterans, Aloha. We're going to honor with the flag song in honor of our veterans that are here and those who are listening out there. So we're going to ask our drum group, and then we have our Aloha, Wacheke Aloha that we would like to use also with those of you that are in need of prayer. And I know as Lakota people, we always pray before we do anything. So this is where we're going to start the morning prayer and the morning service for us today as we go into the day. The Hukahe Karo. every morning when our students arrive to the school, this is what we hear in the mornings to start our day. We're so fortunate to have a young man that helps us with our drum groups. We have one drum group that's located downstairs in the elementary school. And from there, our children, as they start their voice and they start to know their voice from kindergarten, all these students have been raised around the drum. I want to thank again Carl Moran for the teachings that he's given our students. And then encouragement to all of Oglala, our women. They hold strong to our young men. So we're very fortunate for that. So now, here we are. We're going to go into words of encouragement from all our communities. We have districts. In those districts, we have chairmen that play the role of the overseers of our districts. So now we have one here with us this morning. We're going to introduce Mr. Ed Randall to come up and share words of encouragement for all of us here this morning. Hook,
Well, good morning, everyone. I want to say thank you, Council, for showing up today, and I welcome you to Eagle Nest District. And most of all, I want to say thank you to the staff of Crazy Horse, the students, our community members. Thank you all for showing up. And today, the words of encouragement today is with the shutdown, we're going to have to be strong. We're going to have to stand strong for each and every one of our members of the Oglala Nation. But we are strong as a nation. So with that, we have to work together, go in this next few months headstrong, work with each other, and try to support your communities and those that are in need. With that, I want to say thank you all for showing up. And let's be strong. And wopia, homadaki oyase.
Wopila. Okay, we'll get started here. And I want to thank you, Mr. Randall, for giving us those words of encouragement. It's always good when we have the community come up and speak and address the council. So again, Wopila. Secretary, roll call.
Before I begin, I just want to say good morning to all my relatives here in the Eagle Nest District, and just want to wish everyone well today. Blaine Little Thunder.
Here.
Ronald Randall.
Here.
Norman Standing Soldier.
Here.
Ryan Jumping Eagle Sr. Bo Little White Man.
Yo.
Jeremy Rosales.
Here.
Troy Little.
Here.
Lyle Weston is excused. Anna Halverson. James Cross.
Present.
Julian Spotted Bear. Present. George Dreamer Jr. is excused. Richard Greenwald Sr.
Here.
Tyler Lunderman.
Here.
David Puyer.
Here.
Sonia Little Hawk Weston.
Here.
Jackie Sears.
Here.
Donroy Gosper. David Kelly.
Present.
Garfield Still. Craig Dillon.
Here.
$16 present, 3 absent, 2 excused. We established quorum. Councilman Jumping Eagle? Yes. Okay, hang on just a second.
Okay, we got one here.
Okay, thank you.
A resolution of the Oglala Sioux Tribal Council approving the family surname change of Sierra back to Sierra due to section 16.2.103 of the enrollment ordinance. Motion in 2/3.
Motion by Councilman Jumping Eagle, second by Councilman Lunderman. Call for the vote.
Blaine Little Thunder,
Yes.
Ronald Randall, Beef Randall.
Yes.
Norman Standing Soldier,
Yes.
Ryan Jumping Eagle Senior,
Yes.
Bo Little White Man,
Yes.
Jeremy Rosales,
Yes.
Troy Little,
Yes.
James Cross, Jillian Spotted Bear,
Yes.
Richard Greenwald Senior,
Yes.
Tyler Lunderman,
Yes.
David Poyer,
Yes.
Sonia Little Hawk Weston, Jackie Sears, David Kelly,
Yes.
Craig Dillon,
Yes.
Unanimous 16, motion carried.
Thank you. Next one is resolution of the Oglala Sioux Tribal Council to approve the Oglala Sioux Tribe Home Improvement Program 2025 annual plan in the amount of $644,944. Motion in 2/3.
Okay, let's, before we move on, let's, recognize Councilman Still at 11:10. Motion by Councilman Jumping Eagle. Second.
Second.
Second by Councilman Still. Call for the vote.
Blaine Little Thunder,
Yes.
Beef Randall,
Yes.
Norman Standing Soldier,
Yes.
Ryan Jumping Eagle Senior,
Yes.
Bo Little White Man,
Yes.
Jeremy Rosales,
Yes.
Troy Little,
Yes.
James Cross,
Yes.
Jillian Spotted Bear,
Yes.
Richard Greenwald Senior,
Yes.
Tyler Lunderman,
Yes.
David Poyer,
Yes.
Sonia Little Hawk Weston, Jackie Sears, David Kelly,
Yes.
Garfield Still,
Yep.
Craig Dillon,
Yes.
$17, unanimous, motion carried.
That's it for HHS. Thank you, Council.
Councilwoman Spotted Bear.
Thank you, Chair. Finance Committee has two items that require 2/3 items.
Okay,
The first item is resolution of the Oglala Sioux Tribal Council of the Oglala Sioux Tribe in support of withdrawing from membership of the Coalition of Large Tribes, COLT. That's a 2/3 item.
motion.
Motion.
Motion by Councilwoman Spotted Bear. Second by Councilman Standing Soldier. Call for the vote.
Blaine Little Thunder,
Yes.
Beef Randall,
Yeah.
Norman Standing Soldier,
Yes.
Ryan Jumping Eagle Senior,
Yes.
Bo Little White Man,
Yes.
Jeremy Rosales,
Yes.
Troy Little,
Yes.
James Cross,
Yes.
Jillian Spotted Bear,
Yes.
Richard Greenwald Senior,
Yes.
Tyler Lunderman,
Yes.
David Poyer,
Yes.
Sonia Little Hawk Weston, Jackie Sears, David Kelly,
Yes.
Garfield Still, Craig Dillon,
Yes.
Unanimous 17, motion carried.
Our second item is resolution of the Oglala Sioux Tribal Council of the Oglala Sioux Tribe in support of withdrawing from membership of the National Congress of American Indians, NCAI. Motion.
Motion by Councilwoman Spotted Bear, second by Councilman Little Thunder. Call for the vote.
Craig Dillon,
Yes.
Garfield Still.
Yep.
Sonia Little Hawk Weston,
Aye.
Bo Little White Man,
Yes.
James Cross,
Yes.
Troy Little,
Yes.
Ryan Jumping Eagle Senior,
Yes.
Norman Standing Soldier,
Yes.
Tyler Lunderman,
No.
David Poyer,
Yes.
Blaine Little Thunder,
Yes.
David Kelly,
Yes.
Jeremy Rosales,
Yes.
Beef Randall,
Yes.
Richard Greenwald Senior,
Yes.
Jillian Spotted Bear,
Yes.
Jackie Sears,
Sixteen yes, one no, motion carried.
Thank you, Chair. That's all we have for finance.
Thank you. Councilman Randall?
Yeah, good morning. Law and Order has 6 items. So, for 2/3.
Okay,
The first one, ordinance for the Oglala Sioux Tribal Council of the Oglala Sioux Tribe adopting the 2025 revised OST election code. Motion.
motion by Councilman Randall, second by Councilwoman Spotted Bear. Call for the vote.
Craig Dillon,
Yes.
Garfield Still,
Yep.
Sonia Little Hawk Weston, Bo Little White Man,
Yes.
James Cross,
Yes.
Troy Little,
Yes.
Ryan Jumping Eagle Senior,
Yes.
Norman Standing Soldier,
Yes.
Tyler Lunderman,
Yes.
David Poyer,
No.
Blaine Little Thunder,
Yes.
David Kelly,
Yes.
Jeremy Rosales,
Yes.
Beef Randall,
Yes.
Richard Greenwald Senior,
Yes.
Jillian Spotted Bear,
Yes.
Jackie Sears,
Sixteen yes, one no, motion carried.
Oh, Oglala. Second one, resolution of the Oglala Sioux Tribal Council authorizing the purchase of 10 M500 body in-car camera units for the Oglala Sioux Tribal Department of Public Safety. Motion.
Motion by Councilman Randall, second by Councilwoman Spotted Bear. Councilman Little. Call for the vote.
Craig Dillon,
Yes.
Garfield Still,
Yep.
Sonia Little Hawk Weston, Bo Little White Man,
Yes.
James Cross,
Yes.
Troy Little,
Yes.
Ryan Jumping Eagle Senior,
Yes.
Norman Standing Soldier,
Yes.
Tyler Lunderman,
Yes.
David Poyer,
Yes.
Blaine Little Thunder,
Yes.
David Kelly,
Yes.
Jeremy Rosales,
Yes.
Beef Randall,
Yes.
Richard Greenwald Senior,
Yes.
Julian Spotted Bear,
Yes.
Jackie Sears.
Uh-huh.
Unanimous 17, motion carried.
Oh, Oglala. Third one, resolution of the Oglala Sioux Tribal Council authorizing the Oglala Sioux Tribe Department of Public Safety to apply for South Dakota State Highway Safety Impaired Driving Grant for the fiscal year 2026. Motion.
Motion by Councilman Randall. Second by Councilwoman Spotted Bear. Call for the vote.
Craig Dillon,
Yes.
Garfield Steele.
Yep.
Sonia Little Hawk Weston, Bo Little White Man,
Yes.
James Cross,
Yes.
Troy Little,
Yes.
Ryan Jumping Eagle Senior,
Yes.
Norman Standing Soldier,
Yes.
Tyler Lunderman,
Yes.
David Poyer,
Yes.
Blaine Little Thunder,
Yes.
David Kelly,
Yes.
Jeremy Rosales,
Yes.
Beef Randall,
Yes.
Richard Greenwald Senior,
Yes.
Yes.
Jackie Sears,
Uh-huh.
Seventeen, unanimous, motion carried.
Oh, the fourth one, resolution of the Oglala Sioux Tribal Council authorizing the Oglala Sioux Tribe Department of Public Safety to apply for Bureau of Indian Affairs Indian Highway Safety Law Enforcement, LE, grant for the fiscal year 2026. Motion.
Motion by Councilman Randall, second by Councilman Little Hawk, or Little Thunder. Councilwoman Spotted Bear. Call for the vote.
Craig Dillon,
Yes.
Garfield Steele, Sonia Little Hawk Weston, Bo Little White Man,
Yes.
James Cross,
Yes.
Troy Little,
Yes.
Ryan Jumping Eagle Senior,
Yes.
Norman Standing Soldier,
Yes.
Tyler Lunderman,
Yes.
David Poyer,
Yes.
Blaine Little Thunder,
Yes.
David Kelly,
Yes.
Jeremy Rosales,
Yes.
Beef Randall,
Yes.
Richard Greenwald Senior,
Yes.
Julian Spotted Bear,
Yes.
Jackie Sears.
Uh-huh.
17, unanimous, motion carried.
The next one is resolution with the Oglala Sioux Tribal Council authorizing the Oglala Sioux Tribe Department of Public Safety to apply for Bureau of Indian Affairs Indian Highway Safety Child Passenger Safety Belt Program grant for the fiscal year 2026. Motion.
Motion by Councilman Randall, second by Councilwoman Spotted Bear, Councilman Little Thunder. Call for the vote.
Craig Dillon,
Yes.
Garfield Steele, Sonia Little Hawk Weston, Bo Little White Man,
Yes.
James Cross,
Yes.
Troy Little,
Yes.
Ryan Jumping Eagle Senior,
Yes.
Norman Standing Soldier,
Yes.
Tyler Lunderman,
Yes.
David Poyer,
Yes.
Blaine Little Thunder,
Yes.
David Kelly,
Yes.
Jeremy Rosales,
Yes.
Beef Randall,
Yes.
Richard Greenwald Senior,
Yes.
Julian Spotted Bear,
Yes.
Jackie Sears.
17 unanimous, motion carried.
Resolution of the Oglala Sioux Tribal Council authorizing the Oglala Sioux Tribal Department of Public Safety to apply for South Dakota State Highway Safety Impaired Speed and Seatbelt Grant for fiscal year 2026. Motion.
Motion by Councilman Randall. Second by Councilwoman Spotted Bear. Call for the vote.
Craig Dillon,
Yes.
Garfield Still, Sonia Little Hawk Weston, Bo Little White Man,
Yes.
James Cross,
Yes.
Troy Little,
Yes.
Ryan Jumping Eagle Senior,
Yes.
Norman Standing Soldier,
Yes.
Tyler Lunderman,
Yes.
David Poyer,
Yes.
Lane Little Thunder,
Yes.
David Kelly,
Yes.
Jeremy Rosales,
Yes.
Beef Randall,
Yes.
Richard Greenwell Senior,
Yeah.
Julian Spotted Bear,
Yes.
Jackie Sears.
That's it for law and order. Open up.
17 unanimous, motion carried. Thank you. Thank you, Councilman. Go ahead, Councilman Still.
Good morning, Council and Mr. President, and Madam Secretary, and everyone present. Before I bring my issue up, I just want to give my condolences to the community on, the tragic loss of some of your community members, and I know, on a lot of my colleagues shared the grief, and just letting you know that you're in our hearts and our prayers. But out of land committee, there was one issue that came up, Madam Secretary, and that was for Mr. Jeff Whalen. Is that issue on the agenda?
No, it's not.
Okay,
And-
my motion would be to there's that issue on the agenda, because I know he did file the necessary paperwork.
Yes, he did. And I also followed through with posting it in public for him.
Okay.
Okay. So motion by Councilman Still. Get a second. Second by Councilman Jumping Eagle. Secretary, call for the vote.
Craig Dillon,
I thought that was supposed to go back to land committee.
Mr. Chair,
Yes, go ahead.
if you read the verbiage in the Constitution, it's allowed, this is the process that's in the Constitution, that it come to the secretary and on to the tribal council. So it is following the process. What was supposed to come back to land was an ordinance or a process to be established. But constitutionally, he does have that right to come to the council with his request. And so that's why it was requested that process come to the council for to be addressed. But in the meantime, for future reference, there was supposed to be an ordinance established for a process to be more clear. But constitutionally, he does have that authority to come here with his request. And we said it'll open up the floodgates, but we said we were okay with it because the tribal members have that authority and have that right according to the Constitution.
Councilman Poyer.
Good morning, everybody. The ordinance, right, and it was in the application supposed to be developed. That's the action of land. That hasn't happened yet. Just to, but anyway,
Councilman Still.
Yes, and that was part of the discussion. But we also advised Mr. Whalen to still follow the Constitution because the verbiage does allow him to file with the tribal secretary and to come before council. And it's for land assignment.
So what is that hope of this?
Hello.
You have the paperwork? Councilman Dillon.
My vote's yes.
Yeah. Okay, we're gonna run a vote.
Okay, Mr. Dillon, you voted yes. Thank you. Garfield Still,
Yep.
Sonia Little Hawk Weston,
Huh?
Bo Little White Man,
Yes.
James Cross, Troy Little,
Yes.
Ryan Jumping Eagle Senior, Norman Standing Soldier,
Yes.
Tyler Lunderman,
Yes.
David Poyer, Blaine Little Thunder,
Yes.
David Kelly,
No.
Jeremy Rosales,
yes.
Dave Randall,
Yeah.
Richard Greenwald Senior,
Yes.
Jillian Spotted Bear,
Yes.
Jackie Sears.
Uh-huh.
17 unanimous. Motion carried. Okay, are there any other two-third items? Go ahead, Councilman Poyer.
Chair, I don't know, and we talked about it over the weekend, but I think a lot of people are probably listening, and I don't know, and probably the people here in Eagle Nest District, but I think we need to move it up on the agenda of what's going to happen with SNAP and the government shutdown, because it's going to affect us, and we need to talk about it. I don't know, but these people, I think some of these people would like to know. I would like to know what we're going to do. I know, because like I said, we talked about it over the weekend. This needs to be discussed openly, because there's some people probably listening on Keely and whatever, but this needs to be just discussed. So I'd like to put that on the agenda and move it up high on the agenda, the first thing. Thank you.
So a motion? Motion by Councilman Poyer, second by Councilman Lunderman. Call for the vote.
Craig Dillon,
Yes.
Garfield Still, Sonia Little Hawk Weston,
Huh?
Bo Little White Man,
Yes.
James Cross, Troy Little,
Yes.
Ryan Jumping Eagle Senior, Norman Standing Soldier,
Yes.
Tyler Lunderman,
Yes.
David Poyer, Blaine Little Thunder,
Yes.
David Kelly,
Yes.
Jeremy Rosales,
Yes.
Dave Randall,
Yes.
Richard Greenwald Senior,
Yes.
Jillian Spotted Bear,
Yes.
Jackie Sears.
Uh-huh.
17 yes, or 17 unanimous. Motion carried. Is there anything else? Any other 2/3? No? Okay. Moving on to the next line item. Approval agenda. Motion by Councilman Dillon, second by Councilman Poyer. Roll call.
Craig Dillon,
Yes.
Garfield Still, Sonia Little Hawk Weston, Bo Little White Man,
Yes.
James Cross, Troy Little,
Yes.
Ryan Jumping Eagle Senior, Norman Standing Soldier,
Yes.
Tyler Lunderman,
Yes.
David Poyer,
Yes.
Blaine Little Thunder,
Yes.
David Kelly,
Yes.
Jeremy Rosales,
Yes.
Yep.
Richard Greenwald Senior,
Yes.
Julian Spotted Bear,
Yes.
Jackie Sears.
17 unanimous. Motion carried. Okay, we're going to move on to honorings, and at this time, I'm going to turn it over to Eagle Nest District Council Representative.
All right. Thank you, Council, and thank you, relatives that are here. When I took this position, I kind of made it a promise to myself that I would work with the youth, address the issues of the youth. And I worked here at Crazy Horse, and I seen many of them, a lot of the individuals give a lot of their time and their effort on behalf of the youth. And so I got this opportunity. So that was my main focus. And I will address the youth here. And the first part, and then in the end part, I like to introduce two other honorings at the end. So the individuals or the youth that work here, I would start out with Agnes Randall. And I'd like you guys to stand up here, line up here. My little sister has dedicated a lot of her life to working with the youth. And we keep telling her, take a break, but she doesn't want to. And she does a lot of her stuff on her own. And so I like to honor her. And I also like the next one to be Carl Moran. He works at the pool, and every school has a high point of their career at their school. And Carl, I've seen him work many years with the youth, with the drum, and he spends a lot of time at the swimming pool. So I like to honor him. And the person that helps him a lot is Terry Dullknife. I'd like to have Terry come up. She works with Carl. And they put a lot of time together, and we got a lot of help from. Sometimes we have run out of money, so I don't know if I get the treasurer in trouble, but she helped us out with funds to buy chemicals and keep the pool open. So I want to thank her. And the next one is Elroy Cross. He's my brother. He dedicates a lot of time with the hand games, the drum groups, and he works with our kids a lot. And they get, and you know him, he's everywhere. He's put a lot of time of it on his own in place. The next one is Melvin Badhand. Melvin is, he started out as a relative, and then he became an in-law, and now he gives me a lot of grief on the in-law part. So, and he's a very good spiritual advisor. He's one of these guys that we have in our community who has a lot to offer, but we do not reach in there and help use his resource. So I want to acknowledge him. Next one is the Erlene Rooks. She works with students here. She's got her own government. She's teaching them about the government, and she gets involved, and we need that source. And she helps her drum group. She has a group of her grandchildren. And the next one I'd like to honor is Amelia Black Bear. She's been in the field of education, and she didn't want me to, but she needs to be heard. So she's been working with us for the school and students for 53 years. So I'd like to acknowledge her. And every school has this project, the Project Aware. I need to acknowledge the Project Aware staff for their contributions for the school. And my nephew, Richard Mootskamp, is not here, but he's in Minnesota. But I would mention him, and I'll address him in the future. The next, the final two that are on my list is my little sister, Gloria Randall. She has been with the Indian Health Service for many, many, many years. I mean, we're talking many years here. She's finally retired, and she says she's going to retire, and she finally did this year. And I don't really know if Amelia and Gloria want to say some words. And we also have one honoring of Marvis Batcub. I think the family wants to honor him. Did anybody want to offer words?
I want to thank everybody. All my life, I worked with children from Head Start to YO to mostly suicide prevention. And this is my tribal government class. There's seniors and one sophomore. We've been studying the Constitution and bylaws, the IRA government. So they're here taking notes. They're watching you and how you present your resolutions. They're to take notes. And I have them come up here with me because I said, without them, I can't be me. Without them, I cannot be honored. So this is my senior class of Crazy Horse Tribal Government. Some of the things that you represent, I told them someday they will be at this table. We have students from Pasco community, from Medicine Root, and here in Wombly. And I told them we need to learn this because you're gonna we are defenders of our treaties. Someday you might be the tribal chairman or the treasurer or the councilman. Someday you'll have your seat in the circle. So what you learn today and from our treaties that we're studying, you will be the power of our future. You will be teaching our next 7 generations. And so last year, we held a debate, but one of the things that came out of this is one of my students said they want to know when they're going to get their land, their money, their cart, their chicken, and their cows. So I thought it was funny. But yeah, without these students, I will not be here. I will not earn this position of being honored without the youth. So I want to say thank you for honoring me and for my students.
Good morning, everyone. Tokahe, Shuin, I forgot that. Tokahe, you ha chante washte na pe chuzapi. Machbia sapawi imachapi. My parents are Cleveland and Annie Janice, and they really supported education. So I've been working with the school since I was 20, and this is going on my 54th year. There's been a lot of pleasure, a lot of happiness, but there is some frustrations. But I'm very blessed to have the children in my life. So thank you for the honoring, and thank you for allowing me to say something.
I'm Betty Washta. I appreciate your listening to me. And just to let you know that my father's name is Ampe Hokshila, Joe B. Frandl. Ina Oyatewi, Marie Brushbaker Randall. My parents were my mentors, and I started out my life in high school. And when I started school, after my dad petitioned a road from high school to Wombly, and after many, just to get beef to school, and after many broken windshields, my dad decided to come to Wombly, and he bought a lot, built a house, and I started my education here in Wombly. So at Wombly Day School, I finished to 8th grade. And then I went to Red Cloud Indian School. That's 115 miles of bus ride. Amelia, remember that ride? Man, that bus ride was terrible. I knew every district as we went along and picked up kids. None of us cried, but we knew the end result of what we were going to do. And that was our parents letting us go to school and get an education. When I finished high school at Red Cloud, I went on to Haskell, and I became a dental assistant, and I worked here in Wombly. And at 24 years of age, here at the clinic, I was influenced by 2 male PAs. They were physician assistants, Jerry Peterson and Larry DeBray. So I decided I was going to go to school, and with the help of my mom and dad, I went down to Albuquerque, New Mexico, talk about struggle. But I came back, and I was fortunate enough to meet and go to school with Sheeta's mom. And when I applied for a job, there was no jobs available with Pine Ridge IHS. So I worked down in Shiprock, New Mexico, come back to Oklahoma, worked in Santee, Nebraska. Then after 10 years of leaving South Dakota, I came home. And I made my life, my world of helping people as a physician assistant at Lower Brule and at Fort Thompson. And I so appreciate the community that I was raised in here in Eagle Nest. My mom and dad said education is the way to be. Education is what to do. And I didn't do things lightly, nor has my brothers and sisters. We had the elders here in the community to look up to. We had Jake Lil Thunder. I had Auntie Maggie. I had my grandma Lizzie Long Soldier, my Aunt Marie. I had a lot of people to look, as did my brothers and sisters. And today, I'm so proud of my brothers, and I'm proud of my late brothers, Virgil, Wayne, and my sister, Julia. And I have today my big brother, Beef. I'm proud of you, brother. I'm proud of my brother, Ed. You heard my brother. And it's true, we need to address the government shutdown and how we can help people. I was always proud, and I'm still proud, and I am proud of being in Oglala, Lakota. And I'm more proud of being a mother. And I had 3 boys, Ben, Mike, and Miles, and a daughter named Hannah Marie. And I just want to say to you guys, and I appreciate all these educators for being honored today. I told my brother, I'll just talk. I'll be short. I'll be sweet. But I'm short, and I'm sweet, but I don't know if I can be quiet that long. So thank you, everybody, for listening to me. I appreciate it. And have a good day.
Mitakiapi dampetu yuhanape washte chusapi Mavis Batka Bocox Machapi Nanle Marvis Chekpa Chekpawa na I wanted to honor my Chekpa. You know, when I asked him, he said, why? Why do you want to do that? I said, you know, to me, he's really done a lot for our community. He's served in the military, and he's a veteran. And whenever we moved back to Wombly from Portland, Oregon, and he was part of the cross-country team from OLC, and they took the championship at that time. And he still has his newspaper clipping. And then he was an EMT for 17 years. And if he was able to, I know he would continue EMT because he loved that job and he loves helping people. And nobody's, you know, nobody ever says they're a hero, but he's a hero. He's actually saved lives. And I've heard people talking in a community and, you know, like how this young man, he's not able to work now, but this young man, I don't know if he was choking or what, but he was with his son, Woody. And he directed Woody, you know, what to do, and they saved a young man's life. And I heard about it, and, you know, whenever that young man saw them, you know, he shook their hands and he was happy. So, you know, that's one of the things that he's done. And he's trilingual. You know, our first language, our beautiful Lakota language, that was our first language as children. We stayed a lot with our unchi and kaka, and that's all they talked. And so, you know, we talked Lakota, English, and then he knows sign language. He has a couple of sons that are deaf, and so, you know, he knows sign language. And with his sons being deaf, you know, when they were younger, they loved playing baseball. And Marvis was a volunteer coach because, he wanted his sons to help his sons enjoy what they love. And he volunteered like Agnes or any other people, there wasn't no help at that time. There wasn't no funding, but he did what he could to take his team around and for them to enjoy playing softball. Their team name was Seventh Generation. And he also coached JV boys basketball here at Crazy Horse. And I know that's one of the things that my brother loves is children, Chanteme Mahel Wakanja ki Yuhawi Chamani, he walks with those children in his heart. He has that compassion and wa unshila, and I think that's being raised by our unchi and kaka, you have your those unchi and kaka pass down a lot of their teachings, and so I wanted to honor him today. And my brother's my hero. My Chekpa is my hero. Pilamaya.
Okay, each one of these have a proclamation, but we're gonna have my brother Alra read one, and then we're gonna have the drum do a honoring, so shake hands here and go back that way. Avoid going behind here. So,
All right. So on behalf of Star Comes Out, Muso administration, we want to say thank you. All those that have the certificate, I want to share the information that's written here on the certificate. 2024 or 2026 Star Comes Out, Muso administration, certificate of recognition. The Oglala Sioux tribe holds in high esteem tribal members who exemplify qualities of courage, bravery, fortitude, and generosity. The above-mentioned individual has demonstrated dedicated services through their outstanding efforts and contributions that have significantly impacted the Eagle Nest District and its members. The Oglala Sioux tribe hereby honors these individuals, us individuals, as role model and leader amongst the Oyate of the Oglala Lakota Nation. Presented on this day today, Star Comes Out, President Wopela, right?
Le Erlene Rex Imachapina la Treha Wambly Hochbelunti Toka Prejita Haka and Loke at that untipi Rex na Blue Legs Oyateki Asle Ampetuki Wakajaki when the wood dog the cha I chamnikta Chale Napayuzable on Wopila Chichapi. Na ake doske ake trokata kya na Wakajaki Ognataku committee meeting El Yachin Bicha Land Committee api. Chala ampetu we toka we ji el unhiuna ake tokata ka ogna moni chakap chimna checha chahe nigluyamna le when Crazy Horse tribal government class apicha na pen news on na when unglok de cha opila tkanka chicha pile malion na le mi sunka lucky Oinashna Tiblo Ebrechi Oyata Keana Melvin Tiblo Nitra Lila Vichasha Washtena Oinashna Basi Wakuacha and Achiteshna Misunkala Chahenugula on Wopila Kawachi Cha on the news on the one that had locked at the wood doctor Cha Lama Yapi Lila.
Go ahead. Oglala Drum Group. Okay, at the request of the council here, we're gonna go into and then bring the subject of a SNAP situation and have a discussion on that. Before we move on. And we'll play it by ear on the lunch. Lunch hasn't arrived yet, so it'd be a good time to go in to have a discussion on the SNAP situation. Until then, one thing, I guess we'll start with when this came down the wire here, we reached out to our contacts in Washington to monitor this situation here. Now, at the time, the feedback we were getting is this is not going to affect tribal nations. But as you know, come November 1st, it's going to shut everything down. Everything down. So when we heard about that, we started reaching out to the BIA. First, we went through the superintendent and the regional director, and then we wrote some letters to Interior. And at the same time, what we did, we also sent out letters to our congressionals asking them to push our treaty obligations, our treaty rights. And yesterday I had a short phone conference with Rounds' office, and we addressed these issues. And again, we were demanding that that this does not affect Indian country based on treaty obligation. And what can he do for us? And as you know, throughout this administration, this Trump administration, we've been hit with a lot of changes. We experienced that when this administration first started. And so we started pushing back on all the changes of the DEI, those kind of things. The big beautiful bill, when all that was being introduced. So we sent out our position based on treaty and as a tribe and tribal nations. So tribes then have been pushing back on this administration. This is why I don't feel that comfortable when we go to Washington and meet with these cabinets. 'Cause to me, it sounds like their mind is made up already, and they're just pushing his agenda. So we as tribal nations, treaty tribes, we have to take a stand, and that's being tested right now. So we put position papers out there based off treaty obligations, and we reminded them that we have a treaty in place, and that treaty to this day is still alive. It's a live and breathing document, and we proved that in court when we won our first initial case against the United States government a couple years ago. So we need to remember that, when talking to elders, the history of the treaties and some of the stories from older politicians throughout the decades. They say they put that treaty put it back on the shelf, or it doesn't pertain or exist, which is not true. So now I think we need to stand together more than ever as treaty tribes. I've had talks with other tribal leaders, other tribes across the nation here, all wanting the same thing. I know when I went to Colt, it felt uncomfortable when the position of we have to look at a different route to go to navigate through this administration. But for me, that does not align with the Oglala Sioux tribe. And I didn't agree with what was being said at the table, nor NCAI. We have to stand on treaty. And we have to support each other. We have to stand strong. We have to stand as one. And I'm glad the position we're taking is going to be addressed today, because it's going to affect us all if we don't. We're going to get outvoted. We're going to get outnumbered. And it's really frustrating when you attend these big, huge meetings and the size of our tribe, the data we have, the power of this tribe is enormous. And when we go to these meetings, it's like our hands are tied behind our back. So I believe in a lot of ways we we do lead in a lot of our issues because we have strong data that we take to Washington. Our data, it shows the resources that we need here on our tribe. So that's just a little breakdown and run around a little brief of what's been going on throughout this administration. Just want to let you know that it is extremely hard to navigate and meet with our agencies here with the federal government. And I'm not going to Washington to beg for resources. We need to stand on that treaty and demand that they live up to the treaty obligation. Because as far as I'm concerned, that's where they're wrong. Do we have any questions? Go ahead, Councilwoman Spotterbeer.
Chair, I believe the request was to add the SNAP discussion to the table, and it was to be moved up. As of right now, the SNAP benefits are set to expire on October 31st, 2025. And for South Dakota, I believe the deposits are typically made by the 10th of the month into those accounts. What's being required with SNAP are for those accounts to be closed by the 31st of this month. Our attorney for Hopstraw sent out an email. If everybody read those emails, one of the requests or suggestions that they made is that our tribal members apply for the FDPIR, and that program is the food distribution program on Indian reservations, and that's our local food distribution program with Jake Little. I know during HHS last week, we did request for Mr. Little to be present in preparation for what's to come possibly and where he stands as far as the food distribution, and also getting out to the districts and being local, having the freezers being at each district locally. But also the other addition to that is at the beginning of this administration, he had the local food purchase assistance cooperative agreement. And one of the asks that we have is where is he at with that LFPA funding? And that's another area that he is able to assist our people in food purchases as well. And I believe that's where we would start is if there's any funding left in that area. And I believe having a plan and having that discussion here, maybe moving that to the finance committee meeting and pulling him in that committee and discussing it there. However, Hopstraw did recommend that disenrolling from SNAP, we don't know if there's anything that'll affect the re-enrollment into SNAP if they disenroll and have to re-enroll, if, say, within these next days, the government, there is a change with the government. So I believe having Hopstraw on there and maybe filling in some of those questions with them disenrolling from SNAP and applying for the FDIPR, the food distribution program on Indian reservations, because we do qualify for that. That would be the IE commodities with our food distribution program.
Yes, good questions. Good questions. We did have this conversation that started last week. We were asking all the questions of, okay, so we need to start pulling our resources together. One of the things is we did was reached out with to our Commod House, our FD FDIPR, as I believe that's what they call it. Um, and we asked him, how much food do we have to be able to sustain? And he said all the way up until December, we should be good. But if the SNAP is getting cut off totally, that might cut it in half or drop it down, our food supply. So he is working on that. I did meet with him yesterday. He did say that he's gonna reach out to his distributors and see if he can order up to 5 months worth of food, and then he's gonna bring in some freezers or something to store the food in. So we asked Senator Rounds if they can push that for us, because he's going to have some problems with that order. So we asked Rounds if there's anything that he can do to help us out or help tribal nations out with this problem. So go ahead.
I believe with that planning, some other suggestions are our local food banks. And I know on the reservation, we have a few local food banks, but we may need to push funding to those local food banks as well. But that would be another discussion with our finances and what we can push there. I know we have also another large food sovereignty program. It's Makoche Agriculture that, could probably assist in that. But that's something that we would have to discuss as well.
Yeah. Some nonprofits have been reaching out to start a food drive and things like that. So those are good discussions that we need to look into. Councilman Jumping Eagle.
Thank you, Chairman. I don't know where Steve went, but if you look in the news in the past day or so, there's been 25 states that are suing the Trump administration for that. Can we do something like that also?
That's a real good question, and that's something I wanted to bring up is because our treaty rights are being violated. I think we have a strong case because this government destroyed our food source, destroyed our way of life.
So
that we need to stand on that.
So if we need that motion made to start that process of suing the Trump administration, I'll make that motion.
Okay. So
Second.
So we'll run the motion and continue the discussion. Restate your motion for the record.
Just what you said, that the federal government owes us these rights guaranteed to us by the treaties, and food is one of them. So with the government shut down and all our members, a lot of our members getting cut off of SNAP, which is a federal program, but it's administered by the state, so it is a federal program that we look at filing a lawsuit against the Trump administration for not upholding that portion.
Okay. I do believe we have a strong case, and this is where tribes can come together and follow suit. It's that time to stand up. And we have a second by Councilman Still. Secretary, call for the vote.
Craig Dillon,
Yes.
Garfield Still,
Yep.
Sonia Little Hawk Weston, Bo Little White Man,
Yes.
James Cross,
Yes.
Troy Little,
Yes.
Ryan Jumping Eagle Senior,
Yes.
Norman Standing Soldier,
Yes.
Tyler Lunderman,
Yes.
David Puyer,
Yes.
Blaine Little Thunder,
Yes.
David Kelly, Jeremy Rosales,
Yes.
Beef Randall,
Yes.
Richard Greenwald Senior,
Yes.
Julian Spotted Bear,
Yes.
Jackie Sears,
Uh-huh.
16 yes, one not voting. Motion carried. Hoka, Wopila. And again, and I believe we were discussing this with the Park Service over the weekend and with Land Committee. And we talked about utilizing buffalo. We do have some buffalo, but we probably just need a plan to come together and how to utilize it should it come to that situation. So we have a lot of resources here that we need to pull in and start coming up with a plan that'll carry us through the winter here. Should this go on? But Councilman Puyer?
Yes, Chair, and I know some of them that are receiving SNAP, and I think they need to get off. I mean, if they want to go through the commodity program, because somebody needs to check it out, how long that, if they put it in writing to get off, then so they won't get in trouble, because if something gets through and it gets audited, then we're going to have to pay for that program. So
yes,
who's going to put that out there to the public that they understand? Because the first is, the 10th, when the EBT comes out and all that, that's just right around the corner. And we need to think about that. Another thing that's going to come into play is that with the government shutdown, the BIA is not working. Then we're going to have GA recipients, those light bills, because they're not going to have any money coming in. So who's going to take care of that? And I don't know. Those always hit us around the 10th of the month. So, there has to be a lot of planning and a lot of thought put into what's going to happen.
Yes. Just to answer your first question there, Councilman Puyer, we did receive some information that in order to collect the commodities, to get commodities, you'll have to apply for that. And then whenever we get back to normal, I guess, then you can reapply for your SNAP benefits. That was one of the things that was passed down just recently, came down the wire.
Chair, I'd like to request the floor for Mr. Ed Randall, because he runs the commod program here. Maybe he can fill us in on what's supposed to happen.
Yeah. Go ahead, Mr. Randall.
Okay, what David was talking about is right now we're trying to get set up for like 4 months supply, 5 months supply, whatever. We might need housings for storing stuff, but I don't want to overstep my boundaries with Jay, because we spoke this morning, and we're down here trying to keep in touch with the SNAP program. Because right now they're on SNAPs, and if it's cut, they have to get off the program. They have to get off the program and then come apply with us. That's how it works. You can't be on SNAPs and they come down and they try to get it. See, they're still on SNAPs, so they have an active case. So we can't give them the commods. So they have to get off SNAPs, call the SNAP program. They call us or send us a message that they'll release them, and then we give it to them. So whoever's listening out there, that's what you got to do. You have to get off the SNAP program, and then you can apply for the commod program. But like Jake and I spoke this morning is we will We were going to order a little more, but our program down here, the facility can't house that much. But we have the freezers for the frozen, whatever we need. And if things need to be hauled down, we'll go after them or they'll bring them down. So that's how it's going to be worked. And if someone's out there, like whoever's on a SNAP program, let's get off the program and come to us, because it's going to be tough if the SNAP program is, if it's going to be cut or something like that. So that's what needs to be done. And we just have to work together, guys. We just have to pull. And down here, we have a matching fund for your lights, for your propane, for the gas if you need to get to an appointment, whatever money we have we're doing a matching fund. So Eagle Nest, you gotta remember, utilize that, because times are gonna get tough. So go with that matching fund or whatever we can do for you. Let's work, let's work hard to it and accomplish something. So let's work together and get something done here. And thank you. Is there
Yes, thank you.
questions?
Is there any questions? Go ahead. And then Norman.
If they decide to get off SNAP, how long do they have to stay off the program? Is there some?
Okay, with that question, say you get off SNAPs this month and you get commods next month, and things go back to normal. You can get a commod release and you could get back on SNAPs.
Okay.
But we actually certify you for 3 months. But if you just want that 1 month, and then we could give a release form, and then you're good to go again for back on the SNAP program.
Thank you.
Councilman Stanislav.
Good morning, Ed.
Morning.
So to ease the minds and the hunger of our people, everything in place with food distribution is in place. There will be no stopping of distribution of foods, no shortages. And if you have an increased amount of people who are coming off SNAP, you have the capabilities of providing food for them additional people.
Yeah, we talked about this morning with my crew down here. And if people come in, and we're not going to reject anybody, even if, you get that release for it, I mean, we should have the amount that's needed here. We were trying to order more, but Jake said they'll ship it down. And so that was our main topic this morning. Let's try to have enough for everyone, because we do Rapid City now. We do Rapid City up in the natives up there. And so it's going to be a challenge, but we're going to open our doors at 9. And if it takes longer, we'll try to get them in and get them out as quick as we could, as long, and the time, but we will go past 4. I figured if we get overwhelmed,
So just to answer your question, Davey, GA was paid out for October. November, they're not sure, but they're going to verify.
Yeah, because I've been getting a couple calls on that. That's what I'm wondering.
Yeah.
When was it paid out?
It just says the GA for October was paid. Also, and I'll turn the floor over to Councilwoman Spot. Were you done?
I guess I am.
Okay.
All right, thank you.
Well, I wanted to answer. I didn't answer Councilwoman Spotted Bear's question on the LF local food purchasing agreement. I do believe we're down to like 2 million. We went after this program in the first administration. We received close to 15 million. And that's what you were seeing throughout the past administration and this administration with food distribution was all that food going out there, and they're buying all the vegetables, all the gardens and things like that, creating egg farms and things like that. Now we're down to, I guess, 2 million. I do Jake's is gonna come up with a plan and see if we need to go that route, we can start buying chickens and things like that, according to him. So we'll get more of a report from him. Again, we just had a brief meeting with him yesterday. So go ahead, Councilwoman Spotted Bear.
Thank you for that, and thank you for putting out the GA information. I did reach out to Ms. DeVille. The October GA was paid. He is going to look into the November, and the beyond November will be dependent on the continuing resolution. Also, you know, with the FDI PR, when we're encouraging people to go and encouraging them to close out their SNAP and apply for food distribution. I just got a message. We have to send out it would be encouraged of us to, or the president to send out a letter to our local office that they work with our people, because one of the messages I received was that when the lady went to disenroll from SNAP, one of the staff workers there stated that she was saying that they don't want people going back and forth. So they're already getting upset, and all she was doing was preparing to apply for, you know, food shortage. So maybe we need to prepare also and send a letter to the staff there and let them know we're preparing ourselves. So this isn't on our folks. So if we're going to encourage them to do that, you know, we want to ensure good customer service as well. So that's just something to keep in mind when we're encouraging our folks to do that we need to reach out in that manner also. And I just wanted to give that update about the FDIPR and also the GA. Thank you.
Councilwoman Little Hawk Weston and then Councilman Steele.
It was me.
Oh, I'm sorry, Councilwoman Sears.
One of the things that we're getting is the people want to know locally. They know what's going on with the shutdown because it's on the news every day, but they want to know what's the tribe's plan locally. I think we need to put something in writing to post it so people are aware that we are working on something, and maybe how you're addressing with food distribution and the state on the SNAP benefits, on how that's going to work. The people are saying, you know, we want to know what the tribe's plan is locally in case that SNAP is stopped.
Okay. Councilman Steele?
You know, I think a lot of this discussion needs to kind of be held at the community level. Because we could sit here and make all the decisions and whatnot, but you know, it is going to affect a lot of people. And so, you know, myself, I called for a meeting this Wednesday with my community to discuss how we can, you know, as a community, take care of each other. One thing I was thinking about was, is there a way we can include schools? Reaching out to schools to see if it's a possibility to prepare extra meals for school children or evening times. But like I said, a lot of this discussion needs to be held with our community members. So I kind of encourage everyone to maybe take it down to the district level or the community level and gather with all your people and come up with something. Because I know in my community, we do a lot of community feeds, and we do have people that donate. And it might come down to that where we have to take care of each other. You know, our ancestors, they always thought ahead for our people, and seems like we're more reactive than we are proactive. So I think, you know, I just wanted to say that, I encourage the leadership here to, you know, take this discussion down to the district and the community level to see how we can, you know, help one another, because we all know our communities, and see how we could take care of each other. But I just wanted to mention that. But another, like I said, maybe reach out to the schools and see if there's a possibility if they could provide an additional meal for their school children.
Councilwoman Little Hot Weston.
Thank you, President. Good afternoon to our guests in the audience and on Zoom. And, you know, just want to say that this is really I guess, a concern of our people across the reservation and even off the reservation. We're getting calls from our tribal members that are living in around the border towns that are getting concerned about their SNAP for their November, their EBT. And so I know that commodities is probably going to really get hit hard with a lot of our people wanting to apply with commodities. I know we're not encouraging it, but I think that that's something that they need to be aware of, and they need to be able to work with our tribal members that are applying, because I know that all you do is get off the EBT at the state, and then you take it over to the commodities and then give it to them, and then they let you apply. So it's not a hard thing to do. But again, you know, we just need to, I don't want to say react to it, but I think a lot of our districts are kind of aware of it. And I know that our district of Wakwamni is going to be meeting on Thursday, and they're wanting to get together to address the shutdown. So I'm hoping for some good, maybe some outcome from that meeting. But that's one of the things that I just wanted to mention from our district. But I think, like Councilman Steele said, I think our districts need to be maybe really looking at this and maybe addressing it so that the districts will also understand what's happening in the districts. So I just wanted to share that. I did read Jennifer's email on what's going on at the national level, but I think that we as a tribal nation, I think, you know, we need to stand strong, and I know that we can get through this. A lot of our people may not, but I think we need to be the ones to try to figure out a plan, but to start it too at our districts and our community level. And I just mentioned to our chair of the finance that maybe we should address something in our finance committee this week to try to help with this. And maybe that's something that can be brought up. So just wanted to mention that. Thank you.
Yes, thank you. Councilman Kelly.
Good morning, everybody. You know, hell, on several occasions at a lot of the committee meetings, hell, I brought this up. You know, what is our contingency plan? On several occasions, and back there, nobody opened an ear, and now we're here today wanting to fix it. You know, I think you're going to have to open the doors to other operations that we have here on the reservation. You know, hell, we got Makochi Ag. These guys are number one, number two guys nationwide for food development, food sovereignty. They produce a lot of chickens. And they want to expand, but we've been giving them a hard time, not giving them that opportunity to expand. So now we're to the point where we need to invest into that resource. Over in Kyle, we've got the Oyate project. Heck, them guys grow vegetables year round. They built a multi-million-dollar operation, and yet we still don't even acknowledge them. And now that the time of need has come, I think we need to bring them to the table. You know, we have the Batesland Gardens. Boy, them guys are a valuable asset. They give produce out and they give it out for free. Other than the other German lady over there, but she's still growing. You know, a couple months ago, at least 3 months ago, when we met with Mr. Little, I asked him to double what he orders in rations. And I don't know if he took it to heart or not, but I don't think he did. Even though in the back of our heads, we knew something like this was going to happen. I don't know if you guys know it, but there's also an egg bank out in Slim Buttes. That's another resource. That's protein. So there are other options available rather than depend on just commodities alone. We've got at least 3 food banks. I know one of them relies in our district of Wounded Knee. I think the next meeting needs to be with them folks so we can utilize their ideas and get their promotional ideas out so that we can benefit. You know, it's a lot of talk, but something really needs to be done at this, where we're sitting at right now. And I don't like to sit back, but I don't even know why it's on the agenda. Hell, we had plenty of opportunity to address the damn thing. Thank you.
Councilman Still.
Yeah. You know, I'm gonna say years, for years, we talked about our own resources, needing to sell our own resources, need to develop. And a lot of times, all there was no vote on a lot of things, and this is why. This is why, because when it comes down to the federal government cutting off the fingers of the handouts, the money, here we are with nothing, because we don't develop our own. We don't do nothing with our own resources. We don't produce. We don't bring in jobs that will provide revenue, because we're worried about who's going to get the dollar, who's the investors and all of this stuff. And then we're not thinking about, you know, our people as a whole with the revenue. So the other day in finance, I asked everyone, you know, what are some projects we could look at that would be available, would be viable, would be capable of producing revenue? And that's something we have to look at for these reasons alone. When the federal government cuts us off, here we are with nothing. So, you know, EB&D, it's time we look at something. You know, our only cash cow is that casino, and we already know how that is. So, you know, with what time we have left this administration, I think we really need to look at some possible ways to make additional revenue for reasons like this.
Okay. Then Councilman. Oh, okay. One thing I want to comment on is you know, we had this discussion on treaties and treaty obligations and things like that, and what comes down the wire to tribal nations. But I also believe that a lot of this money that does come to tribes usually has strings attached, according to. Just look at all the reporting and things and like that. So it doesn't give us a whole lot of funding to build storage, massive storage units, dry storage, things like that. And again, you know, we didn't ask for this way of life. It was forced on us. And that's what I believe it's a treaty obligation. What is the government, what is their plan for the tribes when these treaty obligations or treaties are broken? That's the thing that we need to think about. And I'm glad we're going to take a stand. That's what I want to throw in there. I want to know why. What is their plan? They destroyed our food source. They destroyed our way of life. And they try to destroy us ultimately, but we're still here. So at this time, I'm gonna I have Jennifer Hughes online, and she can explain that what's coming down the wire from Washington D.C. area. So Jennifer, can you hear us?
Yes, I can, President. And I'm happy to provide an update on the SNAP developments and actions that have been taken thus far. If you'd like me to go ahead, I'm happy to do that.
Yes, please, if you can give us an update.
Okay. Due to the government shutdown, unfortunately, SNAP benefits are not going to be funded in November. And so the general understanding has been that SNAP benefits will not be funded after October 31st. But I did learn today in a conversation with Senator Thune's staff that South Dakota, and we might need, this to be confirmed, but this is what I was told, is that South Dakota is one of the few states that does all of their SNAP benefits at once throughout the state, and they actually distribute them on the 10th of each month. And so the next expected SNAP benefits would be on November 10th. If the government does not reopen at that time, we do not expect that there will be any SNAP benefits flowing. Whether, folks should have gotten their SNAP benefits on October 10th, whether individuals have budgeted out using those benefits through November 10th, we don't know. The hope is that they have, but as you know, they may have used them up already. The president had sent off a letter to the Assistant Secretary for Indian Affairs, and this would have been on, I believe it was on Friday. And that's when we're learning that this sort of what's called the SNAP benefits cliff is quickly upon us, impending quickly upon us, and that there needs to be a solution to it. And so the thought, and conferring with Mario as well, Mario Gonzalez, was to send a letter off to the Assistant Secretary for Indian Affairs and the Director of the Bureau of Indian Affairs to alert them to this crisis, impending crisis, and to ask them, as the Assistant Secretary and BIA Director, though they don't administer the SNAP program, I think we all know that's out of USDA, but that DOI get busy and try to find some money within the Department of Interior so that it can carry out the obligations to the Oglala Sioux tribe in this regard, ensuring that there's a food source. So it was specifically asked of BIA and the Assistant Secretary, Indian Affairs, to get to work on this. We have only received notification that they received the letter and that the Assistant Secretary is being briefed. We don't have a response to date from Interior. Additionally, a letter went out to the South Dakota delegation, which is aware of the problem. And we had a call with Senator Round's staff just yesterday, which included President Starr comes out and Mr. Jake Little. In that call, there was a lot of discussion, but I think it was made very clear by the Oglala Sioux tribe representatives on the call that this is a serious, significant issue that's going to have some drastic negative effects on the tribal members. In the discussion, there was discussion about, well, how is the FDIPR, the Food Distribution Program, staffed and stocked, and how long might that be able to carry over the tribal membership? Mr. Little did a great job of explaining that while he did order extra food, it's not there yet in the FDIPR program, but your FDIPR program is really understaffed and needs resources in order to be able to efficiently carry out the delivery of the food distribution services under FDIPR. He said there are 5,900 individuals, that is 2,000 families that are receiving FDIPR benefits. So there is a response that will be sent, which is really turning the tables again to say, this government shutdown is not of the Oglala Sioux tribe's making. And therefore, we're looking at Capitol Hill, Congress, and the administration to figure out a resolution to this problem, to make sure that SNAP benefits continue to flow. There are a couple things on Capitol Hill. One is this hearing that one way to have SNAP benefits flow is for the government to reopen. Well, that obviously is the political battle that's being discussed and fought over on the Hill as we speak. Does it reopen with a clean continuing resolution, or does it reopen only after the Affordable Care Act tax credit issue is addressed? That's why we're stuck in this scenario of a government shutdown. Senator Hawley from Missouri, a Republican, has put forth a bill that would just fund SNAP. And that's it. It would be the SNAP fix. And just earlier today, I read that there were 10 additional senators that signed on to that. But the issue is that it still needs to go through the committee process. It's not something that can just be put on the floor for immediate action. Another issue with that bill is there are some on Capitol Hill that don't want what's called quote unquote rifle shot bills, which is just fixing one program, fixing one problem, fixing SNAP, paying a certain sector of federal employees, because they don't want to take away from the actual bigger picture of the entire government shutdown. So right now we do have, an impending crisis, frankly, on the SNAP benefits, and it's in the news more and more. There are more and more articles about it, and this is not a quote unquote Indian country problem. It's 42 million Americans across the nation is what the statistic is being cited, but there is obviously a uniqueness about the obligations to Indian country, given treaty obligations, statutes, trust responsibility. So, we're hopeful that the pressure and the growing awareness of this problem will force Congress and the administration to act. But as right now, it's still just stuck without any resolution coming to the top. There has been discussion about this SNAP contingency fund, which some of you might have heard about, which is an actual contingency fund for SNAP benefits. Right now, I think I've heard two different amounts, but it's between $5 and $6 billion in this contingency fund. But the problem is, to cover all of the SNAP benefits, you need 8 or 9 billion. And there's discussion that there is no authority to dip into that contingency fund. That's the administration's position. When there are no appropriations currently on the table that are authorized. Another is that they're to do like a pro rata and just get some of the fund out, like get as much of all of the fund monies out there. It wouldn't cover everybody. It would only cover some, but that's a lot of paperwork to figure out how to do that. And that paperwork would not be done this week. So that's what we understand as well. Those are the updates. I will say this. The Native Farm Bill Coalition had a call yesterday to sound the alarm and also talk about strategies. There is a recommendation that some tribes are doing, we understand, which would be for tribal members to disenroll from SNAP temporarily and enroll in FDIPR. I think it's go to an issue of, then your FDIPR program is absorbing all these other people. But we do know that some tribes are trying to implement that very quickly on a temporary basis with the understanding that these members can switch back to SNAP when the government opens. I think that would take, obviously, talking with Mr. Little and your state counterparts on how to make that happen.
But we got a question. Councilman Cross?
No, well, I think Jennifer kind of touched on a lot of the issues that we've been talking about disenrolling from SNAP and enrolling in a commodity program. I'm glad we're having this discussion today on this issue because it is important, and our tribal members do need to know that they want to ensure that we're going to try to do what we can to make sure that this issue is being addressed. And unfortunately, we live in a Republican state, and our Republican congressional people don't care about the tribes that are in the state of South Dakota, including the governor. And I know they're listening to us, and I don't care. But this should open our eyes that we have to start thinking about voting. We need to find a candidate that's our state of South Dakota, our tribal nations within the state of South Dakota. Because they're here, our congressional people are here in South Dakota, but they're not coming out to address this issue because the only thing they really want is to protect the president and the Epstein files. That's what it is. We can't, I mean, that's what it is. It's just to protect the pedophiles. It's not fair about what's going on, especially with our children. They don't give a damn. And so we have to start thinking about that. We have to start preparing for the midterm elections. Who's the candidate on that list that's going to represent our tribe, our tribal nations? Let's support them. Because Dusty Johnson's on that list for governor. He doesn't need to be on there. We need to remove him. That's really childish what's going on out there, how it's affecting our people on this Turtle Island. And so I just wanted to get that off my chest. It's not a campaign speech or nothing, but it's the truth. And I guess this goes back to, we had a HHS meeting and we took action to make sure that those commodity trucks come back to the districts. Because if we're going to move with this plan here, we only have we have a commodity house in Wombly and we have one in Pine Ridge, and our people from Allen, they got to travel all the way to Pine Ridge or Wombly. And there's some day, and I know that I got commods there, and the waiting time ain't too bad, but once our people start disenrolling from SNAP, those commodity houses are going to be overwhelmed. So if we can look at that, I know HHS committee did take action to see if we can bring those trucks back to the districts. Thank you.
Okay. Is any other questions for Jennifer? No? Okay. Okay, well, thank you, Jennifer, for coming on and giving us that update. At this time, lunch is ready, so I think we'll break for lunch, but we're gonna have a meal prayer. Oh, Wopila. So we'll resume at 2 p.m. 2 p.m. Come back and we'll resume.